Today we're going to be talking about homophones, and I heard that's everybody's favorite English topic, right? So we're going to start with a few of your favorite videos. Can I, my electrician, turn off the light, please? Thank you, Erin. Homophones are words that sound the same, but look and mean something different. Who has a few examples from the video? Or an example from the video? Reddick?
Plain and plain.
Plain and plain, what's the difference? P-L-A-I-N and what's the difference in meaning? Do you know? Well, we know what this one is, right? What's that one? Like an airplane, right? And this one just means ordinary. Something like that.
Isn't there like in the I went to a restaurant and then they give you pancakes.
Plain pancakes?
No, like chocolate chips in it. And so I asked what is the plain.
Oh, that's a good use of that word. Another example from the video, Grace.
Weather.
Weather and weather. Do you know the difference between the meanings?
Like the weather outside.
That's
And like weather.
whether you like it or not. That's a good example of that word. Which one is weather? Like what's happening outside? The top one or the bottom one? The top one, good job. Alex, last example. Meat and meat. And what's the difference there?
M-E-E, is like you meet someone. Like,
This one?
yeah,
Okay. And what's that one?
like the meat that you eat.
Meat that you eat. Those are all great examples of homophones. They're all spelled. Oh. They all sound the same, but look and mean something different. So we're going to do a little bit of work with homophones today. And we are going to play a little game to see how you guys work with homophones. So this game is going to be a little bit of a challenge for you, I think. I'm going to stick one half of a homophone pair on your back. It's your job to find your partner, but you are not allowed to say the word that is on the other person's back. You need to use describing words and yes or no questions. The person with the sticker on your back has to ask yes or no questions to another person to figure out what your word is. Alex, do you have a question?
So you can't like say your word behind your back is P.
Right.
You can't say that.
Yes, that's correct. So, for example, if I have the word meat on my back, I can't say, well, the person that is talking to me can't say, you have meat. Your word is meat.
So would you have to?
I have to ask a question like, is my word a thing? Or is my word a food? That's a good example. And then the other person has to answer yes or no. Okay? Grace, do you have a question?
Yeah. Can we tell the first letter of it?
You have to ask it in a yes or no question, though.
Okay.
So I could say, does my word start with a Z? No.
I will look behind your back to see if you can see what it is.
But you can't. Because you have to go just a new probability right over here.
Well, yeah, you can't peek at your word because that defeats the purpose of the game, right? Eli, thank you for raising your hand.
This reminds me of headband.
Of headbands?
Because you have to guess what's on your
that's a very similar game. Gavin, do you have a question?
Can we pick up partners?
No, I'm just going to place them randomly on everyone's back. And once you find your pair, I'm gonna make 2 columns up here, and I want you to place your pair across from each other up on the board. And then you can just have a seat in your seats. If you are done before everybody else, then you may take out a book and read quietly while the other people are wrapping up. And then we're gonna come back as a class after everybody's done and talk about some of our homophone pairs. So be ready to define what your homophone pair, what the difference between your words are. Any more questions? Gracie, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Eddie,
Can we ask for a definition of the word?
if you can only ask yes or no questions. So I can't ask, what does my word mean? Because that's not a yes. I can't answer that in yes or no, right?
So
So
you
we're
can
gonna-
say like, is this
When?
can we ask him how to spell it or no?
Is it a yes or no question? No, so we can't ask that. Daniel,
Well, so you have to like look behind their back, and then they have to look behind yours, and then you have a pair
you have to figure out what your word is first, and then you can find your pair. So it's kind of a 2-step process, right? We have to figure out what our word is, and then once you figure out what your word is, you can ask, is my word meat? Once you've asked enough questions to figure out what your word is, right? Is my word meat? Yes. Okay, now you can look around the room, right, on other people's backs and say, I think I'm your pair. Right? Okay. Any more questions before we get started? Does everybody understand? Reddick, do you have a question? Yes. You can just walk around the classroom, but be careful of that poster. Olivia, do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Are we ready then? Okay. As soon as you get a sticky note on your back, you may get up and start looking for your pair. Don't move too much because they might fall off. That one's like reading a book. This one is an instrument read, or it could be used as like a plant. That's a great pair. How did you guys figure it out? Quinn, thank you for raising your hand.
I just started asking questions,
What kind of questions did you ask to get there?
like, well, somebody asked me, the person that was kind of asking me, like, actually kind of pointed up to my partner, Aaron.
Oh.
So I kind of got it, but I didn't
You got
start
it
asking
the easy way out?
a little bit, and I started asking questions.
Okay. Who had sun and sun?
Me and Ryan.
Okay, Eli, which one did you have? The first one or the second one? S-O-N?
S-U-N.
S-U-N. What kind of sun is that?
Like this side of the sky, which is like shining right now.
That's true, it's not shining right
Way
now.
to figure
And
it
who
out.
had S-O-N?
Me.
Ryan, what kind of sun is that?
I'm my dad's son.
Yep, very good.
I figured it out from just looking at Ryan's and then guessing the word son.
Oh, really? Okay, who had B and B? Grace and Reese. Reese, which B did you have? B-E. Can you define that for us? You can use it in a sentence as an example. Can anyone help Reese define this kind of B? Addie? To be something. I want to be something when I grow up. What kind of bee is this? Quinn.
Like buzzing me, like the bee that stings me.
A bee that stings you. Who had flu and flu? Daniel and Gracie. Gracie, you had this kind of blue, right? How do you find that? What's the difference there? Okay, like, now we are going to listen to a book called Dear Dear. In this book, there are a ton of examples of homophones. It's going to be up here so you can also see the words. You're going to write down 5 pairs of homophones on this worksheet. It's going to be easiest for you if you write down the words while the book is being read, and then you can go back and later define them. Okay, so you're going to write 1 pair for number 1, 1 pair for number 2, and you're going to write their definitions right here. Alex, do you have a question?
Does it have to be in that video?
Yes, it has to be part of the book. So they're going to give you lots of examples, and then you can write, and they're pretty, I think they're all pretty short words. So you should be able to write them. And if you need more time to write something down, just raise your hand and I'll walk over and pause the video. Aaron?
Can you use the title?
You may use the title. Very good question, Ryan.
Are you allowed to work with people?
I'm gonna give you time at the end of the book to get your definition, to write down your definitions. At that time, you may work with somebody, but I would love it for you guys to be quiet so that everybody can listen to the video and to the book that's being read, so that everybody can get all 5 of their examples. And then after we're done with the video, then you may work with a partner. Once you are done filling out your worksheet, you may take out a book to read individually. Are we all ready to get set?
We write down the definition on the other line.
Yep, so you're gonna write down the words on these short first lines, and then later you can write down the definitions on the longer lines. Aaron?
You have to write the definition.
I would like for you to write the definition so that you can see the difference in meaning and the difference in spelling. Okay. Can I get my paper passer to pass out these for me, or help me pass them out? Thank you, sir. Do you have extras, Gavin?
Oh, I think it.
Does everybody have a worksheet? Okay, can we grab pencils quickly, please? And take a seat. Careful, that closer. Grace, do you have a pencil?
Welcome. I hope you enjoy this wonderful book called Dear Dear. Dear dear, I now live at the zoo. Wait until you hear what goes on over here. Love and hate. moose loves moose. He ate 8 bulls. Have you seen the ewe? She's been in a daze for days. That's him, the horse who is hoarse from humming a hymn. It's quite a feat when the bat hangs from his feet. The monkey will tell you a tale as he hangs from his tail. The doe needed the dough because she needed the dough. The toad was towed to the top of the seesaw so he could see the sea. The whale was allowed to wail aloud. The bear had to pause to bear his big paws. Hey, the elephant threw a pail through the big bale of hay. Have you read about the red fox who blew bubbles? The giraffe's long neck lets him choose what he chooses. The cows in the herd were in a good mood. I heard them as they mooed in harmony. The bee flew away from the flea with the flu. And the bee can be sure that if he had the flu, the flea would flee too. There is no news about the news. They keep to themselves. Ants, you do have some very interesting new neighbors. I have a new neighbor too. Do you know about the hare with no hair? She's an expert on skincare. Love, your dear dear.
Okay, does anybody need it played back again to get their other pairs? Okay, while I'm doing this, you can work on your definitions. If you're gonna talk to a partner, please keep it in a whisper so that those other people can hear the book and keep an eye on their words.
Welcome. I hope you enjoy this wonderful book called Year 2.
Here.
The moose loves moose. He ate 8 bulls. Have you seen the ewe? She's been in a daze